saw no one.
They performed for 3 presidents and won 5 Grammys. And in 2007, the Blind Boys of Alabama were inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. But they will tell you, their success was a long time coming.
My philosophy is better late than never, you know.
Founding member Jimmy Carter first met the rest of the original group when his parents dropped him off at the Alabama School for the Negro Blind in 1939.
My dad didn't want me to go. My mom didn't either, but the lady convinced her to take me. So one Wednesday afternoon, September 12th, 1939, they drove us up there to this school. I was 7 years old, and they left me there. And I thought the world had come to an end.
Jimmy found his niche at the school and started singing with several other boys.
I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord.
They started out performing for soldiers who were training at a nearby camp.
We would go there and sing for them on Sunday, pick up a little money. You know, $5 or $6 back then was wow. You know?
That's big money, huh?
Big money then.
The group started traveling in 1944 as the Happy Land Jubilee Singers. After 10 years of relative obscurity performing gospel, they passed up the chance to cross over into mainstream music.
We were at the same studio that Sam Cooke was at. When they gave him the offer to cross over, the Blind Boys were given the same opportunity. Sam said yes, Blind Boys said no.
So close.
The Blind Boys of Alabama stayed quietly on the gospel circuit for another 3 decades.
Almost to reach my goal.
All of us were brought up in a Christian environment, and we loved gospel music, and so we decided we would never deviate from that.
Then in 1983, they performed on Broadway in The Gospel at Colonus, a Pentecostal take on the ancient Greek tragedy of Oedipus. Immediately, they found worldwide fame, and by 2001, had won their first Grammy.
Does it start getting boring after you get number 3, number 4, number 5?
Well, I don't think it ever gets boring, but it doesn't get boring.
Just good every time.
Yeah, every year, yeah. Just the same excitement.
I know, when they called the name the last time, the very last time,
Yeah.
that's when we jumped up and screamed and hollered and ran down the aisle again.
Free at last! Free at last!
But the top highlight for the group came some 40 years after they played benefit concerts for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Free at last! Hey! Hey!
In 2010, they sang Free at Last to America's first black president.
We never thought that we would see a black president in our lifetime. But to go up there and sing for him, it was really, really awesome. The only thing I was thinking of then, I wanted to have the opportunity to shake his hand. And I did that, plus we took pictures with him. That's all I was thinking about. I just wanted to see him.
Within the group, some members like drummer Ricky McKinney lost their sight as adults, while some, like Jimmy, have been blind since birth. But they say being blind was never really a test of faith.
My mom, they were Christian people, and we were taught about the Bible and about God, And so she taught me how to trust him, and that's what I did. So it was never a challenge to me.
Well, I think that people have realized that a disability doesn't have to be a handicap. It's not about what you can't do that's important. It's about what you can do.
On the road, sighted members like guitarist Joey Williams help the other guys get acclimated to their rooms or get to and from the restaurants and shows.
This is one of the requirements before a person can come in this group. They have to, want to look out for the blind boy. They don't just come in here and sing. It's more to it than that.
Yeah. And it's a privilege, too, because you younger guys are just in the presence of greatness.
Right. It's a learning experience that you couldn't buy from Juilliard or any other school in the world.
Can I get one witness here?
For audiences, going to a Blind Boys show can be akin to attending a full gospel church service.
Had it not been for amazing grace, you wouldn't be sitting out there right now.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, that's my life. And I represent him. So I'm going to always talk about him.
No matter how it might seem, no matter how it might look, God is still in control.
We used to be asked, why do you go in bars or nightclubs or something, sing? But, you know, when you find people that don't go to church, sometimes you have to bring the church to them.
Well, if Jesus Christ would have started a band, he would have been out playing in the bars and clubs like you guys.
That is correct.
That's correct.
That's right. Because, you know, he dined with sinners now. He had dinner with sinners and all that stuff, you know. He felt that they were the ones that needed him, which they did.
The Blind Boys took their message of hope and a new Dixieland gospel sound to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, we told the people that we couldn't help them build their houses. We didn't know how to use a hammer and a nail because we couldn't see. But what we could do was try to bring hope to them through our music. The Blind Boys have been fortunate enough to be able to sing to anybody, and that's because we have incorporated many people's ideas, but we never deviate from gospel.
All comes back to that.
Yeah, it has to have a message.
Yeah.
While sticking to gospel, the Blind Boys are always innovative, even with the oldest of traditional gospel songs. They got one of their Grammys for their version of Amazing Grace, which puts the age-old message of redemption to House of the Rising Sun.
I was lost, but now I'm found.
They performed with industry legends like Aaron Neville and Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders for their Christmas CD, and their work with Ben Harper introduced them to the next generation of listeners.
He was like a kid in a candy store. On stage, he would, you know, Jimmy or somebody, they would do, you know, a riff, and he would just, you know, he would just go crazy. He was good, and we started to charge him a ticket because he was having too much fun on stage.
And even after 65 years of performing in thousands of shows, Jimmy still loves getting out in the crowd.
That's the highlight of my performance. When I get out there with those people and see the response that they give me, it's all worth doing. It's tiresome, but it's worth it. See that reaction, see how well they enjoy it. It's really good. I enjoy doing it.
Jimmy and the Blind Boys play roughly 200 dates per year and say they won't be slowing down anytime soon.
I've been around a while now, so, you know, but I hope that God will allow me to give him a few more years.
Right now, though, of course, no plans in the immediate future for you to step off that stage, though, right?
No, not yet.
Well, he'll be here.
Yeah.
So I think that he still has something else for me. But if not, then I hope I have served him well.
I'm talking about Jesus.